All right, welcome to Clark and Addison Play Action Football. This morning, I finally pulled the trigger and bought the 1984 NFL set of one of my favorite tabletop football simulators. I discovered play action football, fast action football, drive time football at the end of 2024, like all in the final month of the year. And it was like a arm wrestler to decide what I would give game of the year to. Personal game of the year, obviously not game of the year for when they were released, but my discoveries of my life, and very, very amazing. And I'm a diehard football fan, I should say football nut. So finding three brilliant football games at the end of 2024 was phenomenal. So anyway, I have known about his 85 set, which I've been this close to pulling the trigger on. It's just, you might say I have 85 fatigue. I've played 85 in multiple games, so I've got like 85 fatigue. But 82, 83, 84, I should say 1980 through 1986 is like my favorite window of time. 82, 83, 84, 85 are like my four favorite years, era. But I loved 86 with the Cleveland Browns and the Broncos banging it out in the playoffs. That was just magic. And of course, 1980, my Raiders, the first wild card team in history to ever win a Super Bowl, having to beat Brian Sipe and the Browns to do so in an amazing game. And then 81 to see the Cincinnati Bengals with Kenny Anderson and one of the best Super Bowls in history between the 49ers and the Bengals. It was just a brilliant era of football. Most of the Super Bowls ended in blowouts, so we can't boast that those were great games. The 81 game was great. The Raiders game was a blowout in 80. In 83, the Raiders blew them out. 82, Miami got handled. 84, Miami got handled. 85, who are we kidding? The Bears just destroyed the Patriots. So the Super Bowls were crap, but they were great seasons with great quarterbacks, and it was still an era where running the ball and having a bell cow back was paramount to the sport. And my interest in pro football began to wane in the 2000s. And by 2005 and 6, I really was kind of waning up as far as really caring about football. Of course, I paid attention, and I'm a diehard football fan, but the NFL itself, it changed too much. The influence of the pass game on pro football, kind of removing running out of the equation, just not as fun for me. Plus, you grow up, and as you grow up, you just grow away from something. When I was that age, between 10 and 17 years old, man, that's the peak of your interest in sports generally when you're a kid, you're watching your heroes on TV. With all that nonsense said, I'm going to play at least a quarter here of this. I picked the 1984 Raiders, my team, the Raiders, and the Cleveland Browns. And we're going to play, again, I don't do stats. I don't use momentum for this game. I do not track time, and I do not use stats. I track possessions. And we're going to flip it to see. The Raiders are going to call heads and tails. The Cleveland Browns have a brilliant defense, -2. So Cleveland is going to defer. And that means the Raiders are going to go ahead and take the ball, and Cleveland will receive the ball in the second half as the Browns will defer to get the ball. And here we go, folks. So that means the Raiders get the ball. The kickoff, 8. Kickoff is 60 yards plus D6. So 62, the Raiders field it at the 3. They don't have a choice. They got to run with it. And the Raiders field this and take off 9 on the kick return is good. 32 plus 4, 36 yards out to the 39. The Raiders explode out to the 39. Now let's talk about these teams. The Raiders start 1984, the defending Super Bowl champs. In 1983, they won it all, pummeling the snot out of the Washington Redskins with one of the best Super Bowl performances by Marcus Allen and the defense of the Raiders, shutting down the highest scoring team in football history at the time. Well, I think with 541 points, this Raider defense shut down the Washington Redskins. Anyway, they're coming into 1984 as defending Super Bowl champs. I'm not playing a particular schedule. I'm just going to play some of my favorite teams and some of my favorite moments. Teams and games. All right, I'm trying to use lots of dice, so I don't have to pick up and roll a lot. My marker here, I use my quick field for moving the ball, and here we go. And I am using solo play calling, and both teams are using balanced, as they are both balanced in their attacks. We're going to go over these offenses and defenses once we get started. The Raiders with the ball at the 39, 1st and 10. The silver and the black snap the ball. It's going to be, and again, this is our offense. The Raiders are going inside versus the defense base blitz. 3-4 base blitz inside is no modifier, -2. Raiders +1, so -1. 16 -1 on inside is going to be 7 yards, baby, and the carry is by 4. Marcus Allen picks up 7. 5, 6, 7. Second down and 3, and the Raiders start the season much as it ended in 1983 with Marcus Allen toting the rock. Second down, we're going to snap the ball. The Raiders on second down are going to be going medium. So drops back, play action is Mark Wilson, and we're going to be facing a base blitz. 3-4 base blitz on minimum is -1, -2, +1, or -3. +1 is -2 to this roll, and Mark Wilson is not the best quarterback. 9, 10, 11, -2 is 9. Quarterback scramble, plus it's a penalty, 2. Quarterback scramble 2 is incomplete. So, he scrambled, 0. Excuse me, he wasn't hurried. Oh yeah, it is a hurry, excuse me, incomplete. So he throws it away, third down, but we've got a penalty, and I do not have the penalty chart. I printed everything out for the 84 set and somehow missed the penalty sheet, so I've got to have that printed out. So I'm just, if it's offense, I'm just going to do 5-yard penalties, right? So the penalty is 10. That's going to be offense post. So post play, the Raiders are going to get flagged for a 5-yard penalty, play over, second down and 7 now for the Raiders. I don't have the penalty chart in front of me, so I'm just going to make it simple, 5-yard penalties either way. The Cleveland Brown fans love that, as Cleveland gets away with one as the Raiders. Well, technically they could decline this. It'd be third down. Yeah. Why would the Raiders post-play penalty? Yeah, they're going to decline it. It's going to make it third down and 3. Why would this -2 defense of the big bad Browns take that penalty? Okay, for the Raiders, we're going to be looking at third down and 10-1. It's going to be a screen to Marcus Allen or somebody. 6 is going to be a base blitz versus screen is going to be 0. 11. So let's see here. We got screen is going to be -2 +1, so -1 from 11 is 10 on the screen is D6. 5 yards and a first down to 5. 5. We're looking at running backs on the screen because that's who catches most screens back in the day. 5 is Marcus Allen out of the backfield with a 5-yard gain. First down for the Raiders, and the Browns let him slip through the cracks. Marcus Allen accounts for 12 yards on the play, on the drive so far, and the Raiders get a first down. Let's take a look at this big, bad Browns defense. This team would go on, once they drafted and acquired Bernie Kosar, this team would go on in 86 and 87 to be a threat to get to the Super Bowl. So much fun. This Cleveland team was so much fun. Right here, though, we got McDonald at the helm, Green at back, Brennan and Harris as receivers. We got double tight Newsom and Holt. We've got the left side of Deacon and Jackson, center of Babb. We got Delamure and Kantz on the offensive line. That's their offense. Their defense, which is what makes this team, is Camp, Golick, and Baldwin, the front three defensive line. One of the best linebacking cores in football. Banks, Johnson, Cousineau, and Matthews. These guys were so damn good. And my second favorite pair of cornerbacks in all of football in this era, second to the Raiders, Hayes and Haynes, Minifield and Dixon. These guys were so damn good. And then Gross and Rogers were fantastic safeties. The Raiders on the flip side have Mark Wilson starting at quarterback, Allen and King in the backfield, Barnwell and Branch, Christensen at tight end, Davis and Hanna left side, Dalby center. Poor Dalby, man. He had an eye injury, ended his career early. Mosbar and Henry Lawrence are on the right side. And the Raider defense, this defense was for me, was special. I absolutely love this defense. Long, Kinlaw, Alzado, Van Pelt, Matt Millen, Nelson, and Martin. Rod Martin, one of the best ever. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Lester Hayes, my favorite player of all time. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Why he's not, I don't know. Mike Haynes, of course, is in the Hall of Fame. Mike Davis at safety, and Van McElroy was the free safety Roman back there. So here we go. Raiders with a first down. And this is a hell of a group of players. We should all recognize these players if you paid attention to football back in this era. The Raiders are going to go medium pass again, so it's going to be Mark Wilson rolling out versus base defense. This ought to be good for us. No, holy shite. -2, -4, -3. 10 on a medium pass, incomplete, second down. Mark Wilson takes a shot down the field, probably to Todd Christensen. No go, second down. Raiders are going 6 on this. Is going to be a screen versus base blitz. Screen base blitz for us is no modifier. -2, -1 total. 11's 10. 10 is D6. Raiders get a 6-yard pass, 5-6. It's third down, and 8 makes that catch. Frank Hawkins, baby, the fullback for the Raiders. Frank Hawkins with a screen pass. Third down and 1, 2, 3, 4. Third and 4. Can the Raiders convert again? We're going to find out. Third and 4. It's going to be 3. It's a medium pass again. Damn, Mark Wilson dropping back versus base. Medium base is -2, -4, -3. 8 minus 3 is 5. This can't be good. Picked off. Well, nope, that's Mark Wilson, though. And Frank Minifield Company. Let's see. 1 picks it off. 1 is going to be Dixon, baby. So Wilson intercepted by Dixon. You got to run the ball, Raiders. That's what we did, baby. Holy Toledo. It was a medium pass, so let's roll the ball and see what happens with Dixon. 1. It's going to be 20 yards plus D6, so 22 yards downfield. Wow, damn. 10, 20, 1, 2. And just like that, Cleveland fans on their feet roaring as Hanford Dixon's buddy, Frank Minifield, picks that off and just flips the field 22 yards back. And they're now they're in field goal range, really. Holy cow, the Browns fans on their feet as the Raiders now licking their wounds. This is play action football by Clark and Addison Games. So they're using the same playbook, balanced, and they're going to go with an outside run versus the Raiders base. Raiders run a 3-4 base. Outside is going to be no modifier. -2, no modifier. Ooh, they don't have a plus. So 16 minus 2 is 14. Outside is D6 plus D6. We're going to go with 2. And that's going to be 5 yards. So they're going to rumble for 5 yards. And who did that rumble? 8 for the Cleveland Browns is going to be Mike Pruitt, baby. Actually, this might be Greg Pruitt. I don't know if Greg Pruitt was with the Raiders yet. I can't remember. Is this Mike or Greg? I can't remember which. The Raiders had a Pruitt when they won the Super Bowl in 80 or 83. So this might be Mike Pruitt. I can't remember. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, second down and 5 for this Browns team. Oh, 6. Interesting. They're going screen. They're going to flip it out. 10. They're going to screen pass to Biner, baby. Oh, Biner. He's another great player. Mack and Biner became, with Bernie Kosar, were fantastic. Biner 1 is going to be base. So the Raiders are going to be looking at, what did I say? Screen base is going to be -1, -2, so -3. I rolled 12, so 9 on the screen is 3 yards. Nice, though. 1, 2, 3. It makes it third down and 2. A very convertible down for McDonald and the Browns. And the Raiders, thanks to Mark Wilson, may find themselves behind the 8 ball to start this game. Unbelievable. 5, third down. Here we go. 5 is going to be short. So McDonald drops back, but the Raiders have a defense of their own. 6, base blitz. So it's going to be short. It's going to be -0, -2. So -2 from this roll. 15 minus 2 is 13 on a short pass. Is going to be D6 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10 yards and a first down. And 8 caught that pass. That is going to be on a screen. That is Biner. Oh, no, screen is Pruitt. Pruitt makes the catch. First down. The fans roar as the Cleveland Browns now are inside the 20 of the Raiders. Snaps the ball. It's going to be inside. They're going to dive up the gut. 4 Raiders are in base. Inside +1, -2 is going to be -1 total. 8 minus 1 is 7. 2 yards. Hard fought. 2 yards for Green. 1, 2. Second down. I think that's Gaston Green. If I can remember, it's Harold Green? Harold Green, I think. I think that's Harold Green. Gaston Green might have been Gaston. Gaston was in the Broncos at one point. Yeah, I think that's Harold Green. I can't remember, damn it. But 2 yards, second down and 8. And here we go, second down. It's going to be outside versus base. -1, -3 from 11 is 8. 8 on outside is 2 yards. It gets 2. 1, 2 does 1. Green gets 2 yards, but there's a penalty on the play. And offensive pre-snap. So we're going to take the 2 back. 1, 2, and it's going to be a 5 yards. No. He got 2. 1, 2. And we could call 5. That would be third. All right, 1, 2. No, we're going to let them have it. Third down. Pre-snap penalty. Oh, wait, it was pre-snap, so they got to take it. 1, 2, and that means 5. So there it is. So that's still going to be second down. Pre-snap penalty before the ball snapped. They're pushed back 5. So now it is 10, 11, 12, 13. Second and 13. They snap the ball on second and long. 4 is going to be deep. So McDonald drops back. 5 is going to be base for us. Base deep is minus nothing, so minus 2. 9 on a base deep pass is quarterbacks hurried. Quarterbacks hurried is 6. Quarterback hurry 6 is break up. Uh-oh, holy cow. Oh, it's just a break up. It's not tip, damn it. So break up, and let's see who the breakup's by. The Raiders, 4. That's going to be Michael Haynes breaks it up. That's going to make it 3rd down and 13. So Browns fans now a little uncomfortable. They got down to the 17, and now they've stumbled. 3rd down and more than 11 is going to be 4. It's going to be a medium pass for McDonald. The Raiders are looking at nickel blitz. Nickel blitz. A medium is going to be 0, minus 2. So subtract 2 from 10 is 8. On a medium is quarterback hurried again. 9. Quarterback hurry 9 is scramble. McDonald takes off and scrambles for sack minus D6. 1 yard loss. McDonald hammered 4th down. And they're going to be lining up for a field goal here. Holy cow. It's going to be, I think this was Matt Barr. Raiders had Chris Barr. I think Matt Barr was doing the kicking here. Where the heck is my kicks? Oh, duh. Jiminy Christmas, Jay. 21, 38-yarder. See, 38-yarder, 29% chance. Yellow is high. 4, made it. Bam. So Barr. Oh, no. Nothing's going right for me this afternoon, man. Found out I didn't have my damn penalty sheet printed out. Barr with a 38-yard field goal draws first blood, POT. So the Browns are up at home on the 3-0 following a Wilson interception by Dixon, who carries it down the field, sets up a field goal. And there it is, folks. All right, so Raiders... the Browns kickoff, Raiders return. Oh, Raiders are gone, baby. Kickoff to the 57. That's going to be at the 8-yard line for the Raiders. And 10, baby. The Raiders go 40 yards on this with a breakaway. The breakaway is 10, 70. The Raiders are going to return this for a touchdown. Are you joking? No. Touchdown Raiders. And that would have been... God, I think that would have been Doki Williams. I can't remember who was their big return man in 84. Greg Pruitt had been a big return man for him. So the Raiders are going to get a 92-yard kickoff return. I don't know who that's going to be. I'm going to say... damn, I can't remember who did their kick return duties for them. Ah, there it is. Doki Williams. And we're going to kick that extra point. The Raiders can miss it on 96 or more. Nope, it's good. PAT. And just like that, the Raiders, this is why they're the defending Super Bowl champs, right? Because the Raiders had those intangibles. They would throw picks, they might fumble balls away, but somehow the Raiders were always coming out on the winning side of these things. Raiders kicking off 7 is going to be a kick touchback. There we go. Touchback, and holy cow, folks, this is the last possession of the quarter. I'm only doing 4 possession quarters for these games, right? And here we go. Cleveland. Now they're down by 4, just like that, too. Cleveland is going medium pass. McDonald drops back to pass. Base blitz is going to be -1, -3. 6 minus 3 is 3. This cannot be good. Sack -10. 9-yard loss. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy cow, 2nd and 19. McDonald goes down in the arms of 4. Howard Long from Villanova, baby. Wait, no. Is it Villanova? No. Yes? Shoot. Come on, Jay. Oh my God. Villanova or VMI? I can't remember. Jeez. Anyway, Hall of Famer, Howie Long. My mind is like, this is what happens when I play in the afternoon. Early in the morning with my coffee, man, I'm sharp. As the day wears on, I get to become a zombie. And by 8 o'clock tonight, man, I'm out cold. Wow. But Cleveland, 2nd and long. 5. It's going to be for 5 is a medium pass. So McDonald drops back again under duress. Nickel blitz this time. Nickel blitz medium is going to be no minus extra. So -2, we got 15. -2 is 13. 13 on a medium pass is 14-yard strike. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 3rd and 5. McDonald finds 1. Newsome, baby. Hall of Famer. One of the best tight ends in the history of the game, Ozzie Newsome. And he turned out to be one of the best GMs in football history for the Baltimore Ravens. My God, the Ravens owe almost everything to Ozzie Newsome's handling of roster building. Unbelievable. Here we go, which of course Baltimore had been the Browns when they moved. Here we go. Cleveland is in a position to convert this. 3rd down. 4 is going to be a medium pass, though, for McDonald. I don't know if I like that call. I mean, it's fine, but against the Raiders, base splits. Medium is -1, -3. We're going to get 16 -3 is 13. That might be good. 14 more yards. Damn. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And McDonald is hot. 6 completes another pass. This one to Brian Brennan. 1st down. And the Cleveland fans jump to their feet as McDonald, after getting buried on the start of this drive on a 9-yard sack as Howie Long ragdolled him, he has stood strong in the pocket and thrown 28 yards worth of passes to Newsome and Brennan to climb out of the hole, and they are at the 39-yard line. The Cleveland Browns, baby, making things well known around these parts. How well they could play the defending champs is important to them here. 4 is inside run. They're going to hand this baby off to 9. It's going to be Biner for base blitz. Inside base blitz is -2. 8 -2 is 6. Inside run of 1 yard. Pow. But we may see a penalty of 2. Defensive pre-snap 5. They're going to take it. 1st down over as Howie Long jumps. Right? Howie Long, smelling blood in the water, jumps. 1st and 5. Man, this is a brilliant game. I just love how smooth it goes. Outside run. Base blitz. Outside run base blitz is going to be -1, -3. 16 -3 is 13. Outside is D6 plus D6. So we're going to roll 2 of these to get our yardage. Holy cow, 12-yard rip. 10. Actually, I'm going to leave it there. I'll move it if I have to. Let's go ahead and check that penalty first. 10. 10 is going to be defense post snap 5. So it'd be a 5-yard penalty or take the play. They're going to take the 12 yards, no doubt. 10, 11, 12. Remember, I have to kind of guess because I did not print out the penalty sheet. Dang it. And I love the way this game does penalties. It's smooth as silk. I just literally forgot to put it in the cart at Office Depot. Office Depot when I printed all this today. Wow, Cleveland is rocking, man. The crowd roars as Biner rips through for a 12-yard rumble, stiff-arming Rod Martin away and stepping out of bounds. They snap the ball, 1st down, screen pass. McDonald drops, backpedaling, letting Howie Long and Alzado come. It's a base blitz, 2 on a screen. Oh, man, -2. 12. 12 on a screen is D6 plus 2. 5 plus 2, 7. He squeezes it out under the arms of Alzado to number 5. 5 is Green. Catches it, rumbles for 5. Or 7? Did I say 7 or 5? 5 yards. 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. And the crowd roars as McDonald is looking damn good right now. 3. 2nd down. 3 is going to be short pass. So McDonald's drops short, sets up in the pocket on a short drop. The Raiders are in base. Base versus short, -3. 9 -3 is 6 on a short pass is incomplete. He throws it away. He was looking for Ozzie Newsome, and it is 3rd down and 3. Again, the crowd grumbling a little bit as they wanted to see a 1st down to get back into field goal range. 3rd down, 2 is going to be draw. So they drop back, make it look like a run. They let Howie Long and everybody collapse in, and he hands it off. 1 is going to be base. Base versus draw is going to be +2, -2. They negate the Raider defense. 16 is a great call. D10 plus 7, 4 plus 7, 11, and a first. 10, 11, the crowd roars. As that carry is by Ernest Biner's 2nd carry of the day, over 10 yards. And the Cleveland fans on their feet as they called the perfect play. The Raiders come rushing in, chasing down McDonald. They throw caution to the wind as he hands it off in the pocket, up the gut. Green squeezes through, and it takes Davis and McElroy to close down on Green. The crowd roars as here's a chance for Cleveland to wrap up this quarter on a great drive. It's going to be an outside run of 6, base blitz. Outside base blitz is -2, -3. Uh-oh, 5 minus 3 is 2. Outside tackle for loss, minus D10. 6-yard loss, 5-6. Who makes that play? Bill Packel, baby, grabs him and ragdolls Green. 2nd and 16, and he flips Green around and throws him back, stands there pounding his chest, and you can hear the Cleveland Brown fans boo, rain boos down on Bill Packel as he ragdolls Green for a 6-yard loss. The crowd now quiets. They snap the ball, 2nd and long. It's going to be a screen. They're going to roll out of the backfield. Ernest Biner, who's had a brilliant day already. Ernest Biner. The Raiders are in base blitz. That is not ideal. Screen base blitz, damn it, -2. No other help, -2. I rolled a 7, that's 5. That's not good for them. Deflected. Oh, no, ball is deflected. We don't roll anything else. No, tipped, right? That's tipped. Yep, ball is tipped. No, tipped is on that chart. Damn, so ball is batted away by 7. Van McElroy bats that ball away, folks. That makes it 3rd down and 16. The Raiders, the defending Super Bowl champs, in my first game of the NFL 1984 play-action football set. I had to play it against the Cleveland Brownies, and here we go. The Browns on 3rd and long. 4. They're going to go medium. So, again, drops back. He's keeping backs in to protect, I think. 1 is base blitz. Medium is going to be -1, -3. 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 on a medium. His quarterback's hurried. There's a penalty on the play. The quarterback scrambles. McDonald takes off for 2. Nowhere. He gets hammered for nowhere. It'll be 4th. But the penalty is offense pre-snap. The Raiders are going to have to take it, and they're going to get the 3rd down over. It's a pre-snap penalty of 5. Somebody jumped, and the whistle blew before the play went down. Damn it, 3rd and long. The Brownies get another chance. I would have declined that, no doubt, if I'm in control. 5. I mean, if I could have. 5 is medium versus 4 is a nickel. Okay, we got him. We got him. Medium nickel is -1. -2 is -3. 14 minus 3 is 11. 11 on mediums. Incomplete. 4th down. So he takes a shot 10 down the field to Adams, and nobody's home, right? As Van McElroy cuts Adams off and kind of keeps him from getting to the ball. 4th down at 37. They're way the hell out of field goal range. So they're going to punt to wrap up the first quarter, and then I will pause this video. So punt return. Here we go. 10. 10 on the punt is 55 yards. That's clearing the end zone. The Raiders will have the ball to 20 for the second quarter. Cleveland has to punt. And the Raiders, let's see here, Browns 3. Raiders on a 92-yard kick return by Dokie Williams, 7. And that's the first quarter, folks, done. Cleveland and the Raiders. Again, normally, if I was... Normally I use 4 to 6 possessions per quarter. I prefer 4 for videos because they're faster. So, and normally I would play an entire game in one video, but I just don't have time today. But there it is, folks. I will be back later to wrap this game up. I'll try to record it for those who are interested. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.